Capital is a recently listed financial group led by its CEO, which is former Massmart chief Mark Lamberti. Of course, most companies are led by their CEO. It recently sold its unsecured lending unit and its payment services business, retained its asset-backed lending and credit recovery services businesses. It has a market cap of 4.5 billion rand, trades on a PE of 8.2 and a dividend yield of 2.7%. Is this the next big thing in the unsecured lending space, Paul?
Well, probably not, actually, because when it came to the market, I don't know, was it a year ago with Mark Lamberti at the helm, it was very much about those four pieces, and it looked like it was going to get melded over time into a larger unit with similar characteristics to Capitec and African Bank. But in fact, in recent weeks, it's actually done two transactions to dispose of two of its core units, and those are the ones you mentioned. The Bayport business, which is the unsecured lending operation, and then the ATM solutions business, which, payment solutions business, which has also been sold off to private equity partners. So what's left is the taxi finance business, that's the asset-backed finance thing, and then a credit recovery, debt collecting business. So it's a lot slimmer now. Mark is actually moving out of the CEO role. Dave Hurwitz is going to take over there. So they were kind of saying that they had ambitions to do much more, but in fact now it looks as though they're in a sort of asset narrowing mode. So I think the market has kind of been okay with this because, there's cash received for these sales. But it doesn't look to me as though this one is going large. If anything, it's getting more focused.
Do you agree?
Yeah,
Not large on this front, Chris?
Yeah, my sense is that by disposing of the two units, I don't get a strong sense of their plan B, because one would have thought that as a new, relatively fledgling company, you'd actually say, well, these are sort of, four pillars that you're actually going to build your business. Now you do away with two. Is the capital that they've raised going to be something that they can really front load and get some growth into this business? These are questions that I would answer, or I think need answering. But it is one of the micro lenders also that have managed to grow their profits over the past year, and they've actually introduced a dividend as well. And that, I think, is a sign, because obviously when they listed there was no dividend. There is a dividend.
And a dividend is always
and it's a 2.7.
an element of comfort for your shareholder out there. Dave Hurwitz, tell us a little bit about him, Paul.
He was the guy who is principally responsible for the corporate bond market interaction of the group. In other words, the fundraising side, which for businesses like this, very important. Then there's Mark Mendelowitz and Jonathan Jorno, both also very smart guys. They will both still be involved as executive directors. And remember, that taxi finance business is powerful. They finance most of the taxi purchases of the new large Sesfikile size taxis, and then in addition the jigging and refurbishment of the old ones and so on and so forth. So quite a major player in that space. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're now having kind of refocused look at further acquisitions in time to bulk the business up again. I just think they can't be blamed, and Mark certainly can't be blamed for being mindful of managing shareholder returns by offloading businesses that it made more sense to sell than to keep.
No, he has to be rewarded, in fact, for unlocking
and
shareholder
the share price
value,
has
which is what
actually
you're
moved.
saying.
So this one has been sort of steady in a band between 6 Rand and 8 Rand from where it listed in quite a tough
We're running out of time. Hot or not? Transaction capital. Paul?
I'd say for now, not hot. Wait and see what they deliver next year.
Chris?
Not hot, no.